scholars, and welcome back to Writing with Miss Kitchens. We are now on day 9 of writing. Wow, look at you. Having so much information down on your paper for your narrative. I'm so proud of you. Today, we will be revising our work for our publishing party that we will have on Monday. During the publishing party, Miss Kitchens will choose 2 friends tomorrow, and which is Friday. Whoever turns in their work, I'll look at your video and I will choose you to publish your work on Monday. I hope it's you. I know that your work is going to be amazing and everybody deserves a chance to be heard. However, we only could choose a few friends because some of us have a lot to do in our day and mom and dad might not have time to record us. So we have to make sure that we're being grateful for the friends who gets chosen. All right, so here are the student learning outcomes. We are focusing on one student learning outcome today because we're getting closer to our publishing party, and Ms. Kitchens wants to make sure that you feel confident when you are chosen to read your piece on video. Okay? So don't worry about every other student learning outcome that we've been going over for the past few days. However, I want you to just focus on making sure your writing is readable for yourself and that you feel confident in your writing. So today's your student learning outcomes are students will be able to select and revise a piece for publishing. That is your true story. Okay? Make sure that it has everything that we've been doing from the previous days. That means you have all those pages that you've been writing, all of your draft. That's your draft. That's your rough draft. Like before you go into the fresh, clean paper. Ms. Kitchens is actually going to show you how that looks. It's a very interesting process, but very fun. Okay? So that is the student learning outcomes. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to send you off into your 10 minutes of free write. Non-distracting. Remember, parents, please set a timer. I will not be saying that a lot because scholars, you know how to ignore things around you when you are trying to focus on what matters at that moment. However, parents, please set a 10-minute timer for scholars and make sure that they don't have any distractions around them so that they can focus on their free write. I will see you at the 10-minute mark. Happy writing, little writers. So, here is my finished product of my true story. As you can see, I used 2 different colors to differentiate what I was very intentional about in my writing. I was very intentional about making sure I had my true story. I was very intentional about making sure that I had a capital letter at the beginning of each sentence. I used punctuation marks, spacing between my words, lowercase letters in between my words, my sentences, sorry. These are all strategies that you should already done, and this is your finished product. Now, I know you are all in kindergarten. You're like, Miss Kitchens, but I don't have that many words on my page. It's all right. As long as you have a beginning, middle, and end, and you explain everything that you needed to explain during your free write, you're fine. Writing is not about being right or wrong. It's about expression. And I know you have heart to express. So keep on expressing it through your writing. So parents, looking at your child's writing and seeing the level that they are on, I want you to know this. They're doing great with whatever it is that they got on their paper. As long as that they were that they were sounding out those words and using all of the strategies they know to get their writing down, they are successful in this task. So I am glad to share with you my work that I've been producing through my free write and my have to, because Miss Kitchens actually has to do the work too. Now we're going to go into our mini lesson. Here is where you're going to learn more information on how to make your writing better and readable. Now, in your have to, you just need to make sure that your writing is where you want it to be. Like before I read my writing to you, I marked up my work. I looked at my rubric. I said, I want to be very intentional about making sure that I have a beginning, middle, and ending, especially an ending, and not leaving my readers with a hang cliff. That means like just talk about my story and then all of a sudden I just leave it. No, I want to tell them from the beginning all the way to the end so that they can have a great understanding of what happened in my story. The power in having a solid ending is you're going to actually have your readers go and talk to other people about your writing. Hey, you should go read Miss Kitchen's true story because I'm telling you, it was amazing and I've learned so much from it. And I want you to actually get the same thing that I've learned too. That's what readers do. They share your writing by talking about it. So you want to be the person that they're talking about. So make sure that ending is ending the way you want it to end by telling exactly what happened and ending it just like your mentor text, how they end their story. Use some of their strategies and do the same thing. Now, some of us have more than one true story or two true stories. That's fine. However, make sure that you choose one special true story that touches you in your heart that's going to bring out the confidence in you when you are sharing it, whether it's with us online or with your family at home. Make sure you have that story out and ready. Before we close, I want to make sure that you are very clear on what it is that you need to do before you publish your writing. You need to do two things for Miss Kitchens. Make sure that your writing is readable so that when you're reading it, it makes sense to not only you, but to your readers. And that you feel comfortable with the writing that you have produced to present. Parents, if you would like to go into a deeper sense of writing with your scholar, you can focus with your scholar on editing their book, specifically focusing on elaboration. Making necessary changes like letter, sounding out words, spacing, and punctuation, just as my example work that I've shown. You can do that with your scholars. Remember, it's all about having powerful endings. Don't just leave your readers thinking, what was going to happen next? You don't want to leave them anxious. You want to leave them complete. And I want you to focus on just one question. How do you add important details? You don't have to write that down. As you are transferring your work from all of your scrap paper that you had from your previous writings onto your new sheet of paper, I want you to ask yourself that question. How did I add more details? What did it take me to do or to think about to add more details, important details? I will see you tomorrow with more writing. Have a great weekend. I hope that you enjoy yourself throughout the week and get much rest. And we'll be back for day 10 of Writing with Miss Kitchens. See you soon.